What is up, Steeler Nation? I'm JY. I'm here with Michael Nicastro, and we are here with your favorite Steeler podcast in the land, the Chris Wormley and Friends Show, number 95 on the field and number 1 in our hearts. Go ahead, Sammy, play that thing, and let's get to it.
It was Wormley who got to him first. He's having a big day. Jamming a little bit. I'll tell you what, that music was hitting today.
It's time to reset. We're coming off the bye week. Let's bring number 95 in himself. Big Worm, how are you?
What's going on, fellas? I'm good, man. It was a much-needed bye week. Got some time away with the family. Went to the Pittsburgh Zoo this weekend. Had a great time there. And now I'm back into it full swing, ready for the Saints, and looking for a much-needed win.
Spade's favorite animal?
This time around, it was the Lions, even though they were sleeping. And she was really interested in the aquarium this time, which was fun to see. We spent a lot of time in the aquarium too. A lot of fish that she was intrigued about. Yeah.
Cool.
That's awesome. So obviously, you just told me what you did on the bye week. How is your body recovering? The reset. Just kind of obviously, there's nothing better than family time. Being a new dad myself. So just tell us, where you're at, body banged up, feeling good, ready to win out second half of the season.
Yeah, first off, congratulations to you, JY.
Thank you.
Girl dad is an amazing thing, so welcome to the club. But yeah, body's feeling good. This was kind of the perfect time to have a bye week, kind of smack dab right in the middle of the season, and we're looking to go on a run. I know for things to go our way this next 9 weeks, there's a lot of things that have to happen. We have to play not only good football, but we have to play great football if we want to, make a push for the playoffs. Because sitting at 2-6 isn't getting it done for these next 9 weeks. We have to win a bunch of games and continue to play well, and stack a lot of wins. And I think that's going to be the key is stacking wins. And we can't allow ourselves to get into 2, 3, 4 game losing streaks because that kicks us out of the playoffs just like that.
Definitely. I'm glad you're still thinking playoffs because I still have the faith. There's a lot of football, anything. We've seen crazier things happen. Just look at last year, what it came down to. So,
yeah.
With that being said, TJ Watt is back. Just kind of tell us, how does that boost the morale of the team? Like, obviously, he's a generational talent. Like, just tell, what that does for the players on the field.
Yeah, not only is TJ the best player on our team, but he's one of the best players in the world. And he's the best player at what he does at his position. So when you have a guy like that can come back, not only his play on the field, but his leadership, his intensity, guys look at that. Guys feed off of that energy. Guys are looking for someone like him to make a play, and that just guys feed off of that. I know he's looking to have a great second half of the season. He's been out this whole first half except for that first game, and you saw what he did that first game. He was like TJ himself. So I know he's looking forward to, proving people wrong of him coming back. I know he's looking to continue to be the dominant player that he is, and I know he's looking to help us win a bunch of games this second half of the season.
Yeah, we're excited for it. The energy he provides, not just on the team, but to the fans and the community, it's certainly palpable. Another guy that's coming back that I want to mention is DeMonte Casey. This is a dude who's, doesn't get the headlines that TJ Watt does, but it feels like he's really become a big source of energy in that locker room too, Worm.
Yeah, I mean, those first couple of weeks in camp at Latrobe, he definitely made himself known as, a hard-hitting, flying around safety, but also just a dude with great energy. Likes to talk a little crap on the sidelines and to get guys going, but it's all in fun. And his energy, especially this, he's been back maybe about a week and a half now, but his energy on the sidelines, at practice has been great. And I think a lot of guys are excited for him to come back. I know he's super excited to come back, which is, something that we didn't know was going to happen when the injury had happened. We didn't know if he was going to be gone for the whole season or not. But having him back in the mix and making plays and just his presence has been really cool to see. These last couple of weeks, especially because we haven't seen him in a while. He's been hurt, and just having that presence back is going to be good for our team as well.
Yeah, everybody excited to have TJ Watt back on the field, DeMonte Casey. Unfortunately, a guy that won't be back with you, Chris, is Chase Claypool. And I know that you're really close with Chase. Obviously, this is a business. He was traded to the Chicago Bears last week. What was your reaction, and did you get a chance to talk to your buddy, obviously, on his way out?
Yeah, I think when the news happened, I think it was kind of been circulating in the news, a couple weeks prior to the trade deadline, and I think it was a win-win for all parties. We got a second-round pick, which is great for receiver. Chase gets a fresh start somewhere where I know he's looking to contribute as much as he can, especially with a quarterback like Justin Fields, who seems to be coming on to his he's been having a really good month of football, especially the season that he had last year. There's a lot of doubt with Fields and what he can do, and he's been having a great month. I know Chase is going to not only he's going to be able to boost that presence and that production that Justin has had, but it's sad to see a guy like that go, especially a talent like Chase. We know the type of player that he is. Him and Mitch in that second half of the Buccaneers game won us. He was a big part of the reason why we won. He made really big plays, and I think we're going to miss him. But I'm excited for the opportunities of the other receivers that were behind him. A guy like Sims, who's come on the last couple of weeks in the return game, but I'm looking forward to seeing him in that slot position. And I know Freiermuth is looking forward to taking over maybe a bigger role as far as him in the middle of the field and those possession downs that Chase was really, really productive at these last couple of years.
Man, that Justin Fields, Chad, that's got to be the most flattering things you've said about an Ohio State guy in a long time, maybe outside of Cam Hayward.
No, it's exciting when you see a guy, especially when a guy gets a lot of heat. You never want to see a guy, take the heat that he has. He's a young guy, and it's exciting to see somebody get better each week, and that's what he has. I feel like at least this second year of his career, and I know Chase, like I said, is looking forward to helping him become the best player he can, and Chase is looking to have that rookie season again touching for the second half of this season with the Bears.
You're watching or listening to a Sick Podcast production. Follow us on Twitter at SickPodSteelers. Check us out, Steelers Crazy, over on YouTube, of course, in tandem with us over at Yinzer Crazy and YinzerCrazy.com. Jordan, what is that? I know we're looking at my Sick shirt. We were talking about Worms hat. What does your shirt say? I didn't even notice that until now.
Yinz clothing brand. They sent me a Yinz dad.
Let me see if I can read that in a Pittsburgh accent.
Yeah, we got to hear that.
Hold on, I got to stand up then.
It's back. So it says Yinz dad and.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt about it.
I'm not out about it.
But in Pittsburgh.
Wait, you got to do it one more time.
Doubt about it.
That's good. That's a great soundbite. You shouldn't
Ain't
give
no
any help.
Ain't no doubt about it. Oh man.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. You got a little Pittsburghese. When the Pirates used to win games, there was a broadcaster named Lanny Fratteri, and he would say, and there was no doubt about it. Whenever
the battle in Buccos,
the old battle in Buccos, the 20 straight losing seasons that we grew up on over here. Anyway, that's a sweet shirt. But I have the best one of all, of course. And hello, Sammy, shout them out. Warren, let's move on to the Saints. Obviously, they just played. You're a football guy, of course. So assuming you caught some of that Monday night game against your former team, the Baltimore Ravens. Ravens beat the Saints. You got them coming into town this Sunday. What were some of your takeaways if you did watch?
Yeah, I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I was watching actually just film of some of their runs and stuff like that. Some of their pass protections, actually, and a little bit of Ted Lasso. Been tuned into Ted Lasso a little bit these last couple of weeks, trying to catch up on that. But no, they have a veteran quarterback in Andy Dalton, who I think is going to be the starter again this week. Somebody like Taysom Hill, who can provide a lot of problems for a defense as far as running, throwing, catching. The dude does it all. So you have to be able to scheme for him, no matter how many plays he plays or what they have, schemed up for him. You have to kind of prepare for it all. And when you have a guy like that, I think that just adds another wrinkle into their offense that can score points, can move the ball down the field, and can be dynamic. And they have a pretty solid offensive line. You look at the guy like Ryan Ramczyk, who is an all-pro, Pro Bowler, makes a lot of money, and he's definitely their best offensive lineman. And that'll be a fun battle between him and TJ this week. If TJ is back and healthy and ready to rock and roll for us Sunday. And on the defense side of the ball, they have a lot of good players too. They got some, a great corner and Marshawn Lattimore, and Cam Jordan, who's looking like he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. And when you have guys like that can make plays, you have to be ready for that. And I think on as far as our offensive side of the ball for us, they are looking at those two guys and how can we scheme up to minimize their roles. But on the defensive side of the ball, we got to stop 41 and Alvin Kamara.
Yeah.
He's their best offensive player. He can run people over. He can make guys miss, and he's fast as hell once he hits that second level. So being able to wrap up, make tackles, gang tackle, and not allow him to get to that second level where he's making people miss and hitting home runs when it comes to with his feet and scoring touchdowns. That's going to be our biggest thing, especially as a defensive line.
You said if TJ Watt is out there and healthy, obviously the speculation reports are that he will play. We touched on it at the beginning of the show. You're not a doctor, you're not a coach, of course, but you're out there on the practice field with him. How's he look?
Yeah, he looks good. I mean, he's been off for 8 weeks, so his body is fresh compared to the guys out there. But no, I know TJ is gonna push hard as hell to be back this week, and if he is, I'm so excited because we've played a lot of ball last year together, and it's fun to watch a guy like that and be side by side with a guy like that who can really change a game. And I know like I said, he's excited to come back, but only when he's ready. And like I'm hoping he's back this week. But if not, I know he's coming back soon. So I'm excited for that appearance whenever it is. And hopefully it is this week.
All right. We 2 weeks ago, we started something a little different over here. We played a little bit of trivia with Chris and JY. And you know what? We're going to do another worm association, maybe with another twist here, Sammy and Anello. So hold on to your butts, Jordan and Chris. Roll that thing, Sammy. Nice. Another nice little. That sounds like a New Orleans jazz vibe almost. I just kind of felt that a little bit.
I've
All right,
never
let's
been
start
to
with
New
some.
Orleans.
Never.
Never.
Yeah. I think as your dad, probably not the best time to go now. You probably missed that boat. All right, let's start with a few words for worm, and I'll start with gumbo.
I love it. Our D-line coach, Carl Dunbar, he's from Louisiana, so he's always talking. We'll have gumbo in the facility. The chefs will make it, and this isn't real gumbo. Like, I got to make you some gumbo. My wife's got to make some gumbo, and I'm here for my third year, and I'm still waiting on that gumbo from my coach. But I don't know if it's a soup or it's a chowder or what you want to call it, but I guess you call it because it's damn good.
Kevin Dotson too. Jordan and I caught up with him this offseason on the Yinzer Crazy podcast, and he kept talking nonstop gumbo. So that was on top of my mind. All right, Mardi Gras.
Oh man, it's one of those things you see growing up. You're like, I got to get there. Whether it's the history, the tradition, Bourbon Street, the parade. That's something that I think everyone should experience because it sounds like that's a once in a lifetime experience, and just being down there in New Orleans sounds like a fun time.
So I'm assuming you haven't gotten there.
I have not. No, I have not.
One of these days. All right. It's a good transition because I'm doing a little half and half. We did some Philadelphia trivia, fact or fiction version the last time we had Worm on the show a couple weeks back. So he took down JY in what was a really competitive match. Honestly, I'll give you guys that. So it's time for a little New Orleans City fact or fiction round 2. Are you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Oh boy, you sound extremely excited. So, all right, we'll start with Jordan on this one, and all I need is a fact or fiction. You could think out loud. We did it last time as well. So, all right, all New Orleans. The first Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans, Jordan, was held in the 1700s. Fact or fiction?
I'm gonna say fact. I feel like it might have went back that far.
Chris?
They knew how to party in the 1700s.
I'm gonna say fact. I'll say fact.
Do we have the buzzer yet, Anello and Sammy? Because that's we're over
Wow.
1. Not a great start. The 1800s threw you off a little bit there.
100.
So yeah, you're about a century too early there, but that's okay. You're still tied on the leaderboard. So we'll move on to the next one. This time we're going to start with Chris, of course. So this is an interesting one. Masks are mandatory on New Orleans Mardi Gras floats. That's what I'm throwing out there. That is a fact. Okay. So no debating on that. And by masks, we're talking about Halloween masks. Obviously, we're not touching on COVID or anything of that nature. But I'm going to throw out this fact or fiction. It is a state law.
Fact, for sure. Fact. They're about their Mardi Gras down there, and I wouldn't put it past them. So I'm gonna say fact.
Jordan, is it a state law to wear a mask on a Mardi Gras float?
There is some weird laws, and I know you're in Florida, so I know there's some weird laws down there.
No, there's no laws in Florida. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
right.
No,
Yeah,
no.
you can have an alligator on a leash.
Yep. It's in my bathtub behind me.
I'm gonna say fiction.
All right, we have a little bit of a difference on our hands, and the point goes to Big Worm. It's a fact. I found that very interesting, and I feel like it was too specific to be like masks must be worn on these. So you probably both got that. Anyway, it's 1-0 Chris Wormley. We're on to question number 3 here on the Chris Wormley and Friends show, a sick podcast production. Jordan York, Mike Nicastro, and of course the Chris Wormley. Chris has a 1-0 lead over here. Jordan, I'll start with you. New Orleans' nickname is the Treasure City. Fact or fiction?
I've never been to New Orleans, so I'm gonna say fiction. I don't think it's called that.
Chris?
The Treasure City?
The Treasure City.
Isn't that Atlantis?
Popular nickname for New Orleans, the Treasure City.
Nah, that's fiction.
Okay, you both got it right. Really good call. I thought you might go different from Jordan there to maybe pick up another point. However, it's the Crescent City, if you found that to sound somewhat familiar.
That.
Yeah, because there's built on a land apparently that's shaped like a crescent.
Have you been to Louisiana?
Yeah, I've been to New Orleans one time for Halloween 3 years ago, Voodoo Festival.
Did you remember anything?
No. Good follow-up question. I lose this round of trivia. All right, we got a 1-0 Worm lead. We're starting with Worm this time, so this is a big point. He can essentially clinch it because we only have 5 questions. The toothpick was invented in New Orleans. Chris Wormley going for potentially a 2-0 lead.
I'm gonna think through this one a little bit. So they have amazing food there. They got a lot of trees there, so there's a lot of wood. They got teeth there. Teeth.
Some of them maybe.
I'm gonna say fact. I'll say fact.
Jordan, do you go for keeping it?
No, I'm just going to go against the grain, and I'm going to say fiction. It's a 50-50 shot, just like when we're playing the Powerball right now.
I'll tell you what, that was either a bad or a smart move. It was a smart move because it is fiction. And another true trick question, but that's the goal on these things. The toothpick was not invented in New Orleans.
You're really putting a lot of effort into these.
Dental floss was invented. So your thinking was spot on.
Who just invents dental floss? Like wakes and it's just because just think about what they used. It's insane.
Probably a dentist though.
Yeah. Good point.
It's a tie now?
Be a great dentist. It is tied. We might have to go to another question for a double tiebreaker because I have a feeling both of you might get this, but we'll see. We're starting with Jordan now. It's 2-2. Fact or fiction, Jordan? Mike Tomlin has defeated every single NFL team except the New Orleans Saints.
I'm going to say fact because I don't recall. I know that the past 2 times we lost.
Dang. They only play him every 4 years, so he's only probably played him like what, 4 times?
Yeah,
3 times?
I'm gonna say no.
Has he beat every other team in the NFL
Yeah, well,
except
he
the
just
Saints?
when you guys beat Tampa Bay, was that the first time that he beat them? Because
Maybe.
Would you say, JY? You said fact?
yeah, I said fact.
I'm gonna say fiction, just so we can have a clear winner.
The only team prior to last season outside of the New Orleans Saints that Mike Tomlin hadn't beaten was the Chicago Bears. You guys beat them on Monday Night Football, and it's now only the New Orleans Saints that Mike Tomlin has not defeated.
I know. I remember the past couple of games that it was bad.
I like it. We're tied up here. Jordan with 1 trivia win, and of course Chris with a trivia win a couple of weeks ago. JY, take it away. Good stuff. Chris is angry. I can feel it. Motivation.
I got something to make you a little bit happy. Some Michigan talk. Obviously, they have Wisconsin this week. I know there's some guys. Nebraska. I thought it was Wisconsin. See?
No, they're playing for the Bussin' with the Boys trophy.
Okay.
I don't know if you guys know the Bussin' with the Boys.
No, I don't. Enlighten me.
So Bussin' with the Boys is a podcast through I think Barstool, and it's with Taylor Lewan and Will Compton, who are former. Well, Taylor Lewan plays for the Titans. Will Compton is currently not on a team, but Compton played at Nebraska, and Lewan played at Michigan. And they came together this offseason with Nebraska and Michigan, and they made some trophy together.
Yeah,
it's called the Bussin' with the Boys trophy. So there's a lot to play for this Saturday. Not only to stay undefeated, but to get a Bussin' with the Boys trophy. So a lot of excitement.
You guys are talking.
Is there anyone on the team from Nebraska?
Carlos Davis.
Okay.
Yeah, so I might have to take his money this week.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Probably.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, we'll get you out of here on that. Good luck this week, and good luck the rest of the season. And as always, we'll be back Tuesdays. This is the Chris Wormley and Friends Show. I'm JY. That's Mike, and that's Chris. We'll see you next week. What's that?
There it is. Apparently, the Bussin' with the Boys trophy.
I got to study my Big Ten.
It's brand new. It's it's not as old as the Paul Bunyan Trophy with Michigan State, or the Little Brown Jug with Michigan and Minnesota. But it's a tradition. So you boys better be watching, and hopefully.
Yeah, I always catch the Michigan games now.
No doubt.
So.
Wow.
Thanks,
good stuff. Worm,
Yes,
stay healthy, man. Good luck, and hopefully Tomlin can get his first win against the Saints.
Yes, sir. See you guys.
Later, man.
All right. Well, that's another edition of the Chris Wormley and Friends Show. Steelers Crazy in tandem with Yinzer Crazy. I'm JY. That's Mike. And as always, stay classy, stay Pittsburgh, and here we go. This has been another Sick Media production. Sammy, take it away.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Steelers Crazy on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.